For the, yeah. Can you hear? What's do you need to switch away from the thumbnail? Is that what the thing is? Oh no, it's there.
We're here.
We're there. Nice.
And
how's it going?
live.
Oh, that stir looks great on camera.
Yeah.
Dorian, can you scroll up just a touch? Not there, but on the overall screen. Like, yeah. Oh, it's weird.
It would be the left one, not the, that one
Nice.
there.
There it is. Nice.
If you would be a deer and just push F11, please.
Nice. How's it going, everybody?
Get you to the full screen.
Welcome.
There. Oh, baby.
Welcome. Yeah, this sir looks, I mean, it looks great in person, too. I will say, I think I just got to give her a setup because this thing feels great. Like, the neck on this is awesome. Like, it's not too thin and, like, shreddy. Like, it's like, I don't know, Derek, if you're watching it, it does have kind of a similar shape to, like, the NJ, kind of like the more classic C neck. I really like it. So, how's it going, everybody?
How are we all doing?
Nice. Sorry, those are my first initial impressions. Like, the first few seconds I picked up this guitar were that, and it feels pretty great, man. Yeah, how's it going? Nice intro song. So it's funny. That's the riff. The riff that Luke was playing was a variation of a Knuckle Puck song, which is been in, like, for testing pedals, like, we use a looper. Like, amps, we obviously play test, but, like, with the pedals, we'll use a looper. And that riff has been in there
for ever.
I want to say at least 4 years. Just the...
But it's looped, like, almost perfectly. It's great.
I think so. But it's been in the looper for, like, a long time. So that's just kind of the looper riff now, regardless of what it is. We've claimed it. Sorry, Knuckle Puck.
Oh, jigs.
Oh, there you go. Oh, jigs. How's everybody doing? It's been a minute. I've been away the past couple weeks. I was away on tour. Derek was away for a bit, but he was here. Who was here last week? It was you and Derek and Bo.
Yeah, me, Derek.
And that was that the first stream with this guitar?
Yes.
Which was picked up in Dallas.
Yes.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes, in Dallas.
Yeah.
How's it going, Nick?
Nick,
off the Novo.
Man, hands off my Novo. Nick, I gotta give I gotta give Nick a shout out because Derek, I think you commented the same thing. Nick's recent video where he was using the D20s with the H90.
It was so good.
Man, those tones were so sick. Like, that's really making me want to dig into the H90. I have it sitting at home now. I brought it home. That was kind of like the first step of, like, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna learn it. Now it's just sat at home instead of sitting here. But watching Nick's video was like, dude, I gotta check this thing out.
It reminded me a lot of, like, earlier slow dive kind of stuff. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I'll use the razor.
Yeah, sweet. Any new gear this week? This is new to me. This is Derek's, but this is new to me. Derek's gear is also new to me gear because I get to mess around with it on Wednesdays. But yeah, I'm digging this, sir, man. So this is a modern roasted neck.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice. I like the black headstock. It's not necessarily matching the body. The neck's great. I will say, it needs a little bit of a setup and some new strings, but I like that it's like kind of the semi-gloss roasted neck. Feels great.
He was talking about sanding that
I'm
down.
also talking about sanding it.
Not
but,
you. I was just Derek.
No. I said I'm also talking about sanding it.
Oh yeah,
maybe I was just gonna do it. But the neck feels great. Like, the shape of this neck is awesome. It feels, obviously the roasted neck feels like super stable.
Can you feel the cheesels on it?
The cheesels. Is that what it was? It was the cheesels?
I think it was the cheesels.
Mike Jeeves, if you're watching, thanks for the treats. I didn't realize I missed that part of the stream last week, but man, I dug into the cheesels today. You had the hamburger chips?
I had the burger rings.
Burger
that
rings.
Was yesterday.
Is that what Derek used on this guitar?
Nope.
Was the
I'm
burger
pretty
rings?
sure he used cheesels.
The cheesels.
I want to say he did.
Yeah,
I don't remember now.
See something on the strings here. Can't tell exactly what it is, but.
David, congrats on the chat breaker.
Nice, David. That's awesome. Last demo chat breaker from Sweetwater.
Sick.
That is very sick.
Special.
Man, I brought my the chat breaker is funny to me because I think to us, like, just because we were part of the whole process, like it is still kind of like it's a real pedal, but it was still kind of like a gag.
Yeah.
And I brought mine out on the Peach Pit tour for them to try, and Chris's micro amp ended up dying like mid-show, and we were just like, oh, we need something to put on the board, and we put the chat breaker on it, and like it stayed on the board for the rest of the show. And like Connor, our front of house guy, was like, yeah, it's like way fatter. Like it's awesome. Like it's funny to me how versatile the chat breaker is.
It's crazy.
Like, it's a great pedal. I actually unironically enjoy it.
I do too.
It's a great pedal. Yeah, with the tilt especially, it's just such a great combo. So
yeah,
who here's got a chat breaker? Mike, what's up, dude? I don't know.
Mike.
I don't know if you saw my thank you, but also not thank you because the Tim Tams are gonna destroy me.
I saw them in the garbage today. I was like, oh, bud.
I didn't eat all of them. We did share them, but
Okay.
I had like at least half a pack of them. You guys dusted the first pack like right away. The first pack was already in the garbage when I got here.
Two
of them.
out of the whole box.
Oh.
Or
The first box was
the
in the
whole wrapper
garbage
or whatever.
when I got back on Monday. So someone
Just
did some
saying.
damage. The Chad breaker is great. Yeah, man.
Feeling good on a Wednesday. Max says Sam's wearing pants and Luke's wearing shorts. That's true. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Nice. That could also be a good T-shirt.
Yeah.
Today we're wearing pants. Today we're
Short
wearing
shorts
shorts.
are back.
He is. I was gonna say I forgot it's like above 15 degrees now, so Luke has to prove a point and wear these shorts every day to
This
work.
is the first day I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, and
this
his
whole year, so.
and his Birks and his
I
PBR
didn't
socks.
I didn't show it off, but I'm wearing PBR socks. Hold on, let's see if we can get this in here. PBR
You're like the height of the
Abs.
camera, so you're good. Your ankles are up there.
Yeah.
Max is correct.
Oh yeah, there you go. You can
Nice.
see the Pabst socks. Let's go. Got them from Austin and Emily, my sister and brother-in-law, for Christmas. So.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's everyone drinking tonight? Also, like, subscribe.
Max, who's cooler today?
Oh, we all know it's me.
Max, I know BD's bias, but
buddy.
Max, who's cooler today? Is it me or Luke?
Buddy, who's cooler?
Robbie says they're sexy socks. There we go.
Thanks, buddy.
You can use that for your white balance reference. Yeah. You can just use Luke's legs for the white balance reference.
Yeah, we didn't
I
need
think.
to buy that big thing.
Also worth shouting out. Big shout out. Big D is in the house tonight. Dorian is here.
Big D.
Dorian is in the house with us tonight, running audio and video, and minding the comments,
Holding it down.
and not wanting to use the talkback.
Oh, you see that?
You won't use the camera to point at yourself though.
Yeah, you can do that.
He doesn't want to be
Just
on
so
camera.
you know, you can do that.
Yeah.
But just know I didn't turn on the.
Max says Luke's cooler. Okay, I'll accept that.
Well, you said Luke.
He's wearing shorts when it's not warm out. He's cooler than me.
Luke.
I'll accept it.
Loot.
Ham and loot.
He stopped saying hap as yep.
That's good.
He says lap.
So I'm a lamb now.
Okay. Maybe? I don't know. Max, what's this guy's name? Who's this?
Anyways,
Oh,
Mike,
Roland.
Mike, I was maybe looking at part of your amp today. Mike ordered a 10th anniversary.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm super stoked. I pointed out to Bo, and we're gonna give it some extra love for you, Mike. Thanks for the order. Mike ordered a 10th anniversary. I think there are some of those left, but not a ton.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
a lot.
Roland, what's
Roland,
up?
how's it
So,
going, man?
so Max is thrilled that Sam is talking to him. Nice.
Well, there you go.
Max, if you have any questions, buddy, I'm here all night.
Me too.
We're here for you, bud.
Me too. We're only here for you. No one else.
Roland is a good friend of ours who did photo and video for Perfecto when he was here,
Yes.
and did some really, really awesome work. And also recommended a couple great places to eat that I had not heard of that I'm going to go check out now.
Okay.
Where did they, the place they brought Vietnamese food from while I was away looked really good. They brought like
Oh.
a flyer for it. What was it called?
I don't know, but Bo has the flyer at his desk. Because I
Course he-
saw it today when I was
Of course he
talking.
does. Yeah. But
I
anyways,
saw Bo was here. How's it going, Bo?
yeah. Anyways, hey Bo, hey Roland, thanks for joining in. That's awesome. Yeah, so tonight, I mean, we'll get distracted a bunch as we do, but we're gonna try something a little different because we're used to running these pedals all in front. But there's been, we were talking about the meeting. We have like kind of a weekly marketing call, and I was talking with Andrew and Sean, and we're just like kind of, you know, always kind of talking about what's kind of happening right now, and like they both were like, yeah, it seems like preamps are kind of a thing again, and yeah, I feel like everything kind of goes in cycles like that. But I have had a lot of people ask, like, I'm on the like the service inquiries on the website, and there have been several people who specifically ask, well, like, can you use the G series pedals as a preamp? And I think there's a couple ways that can be interpreted. Like, they're voiced kind of as a channel regardless of which way you swing it.
Yeah.
Like if they're in front, it still kind of emulates what a channel does. If you're running it into the return of an amp through a power section or direct into like a cab amp or something like that, they still kind of do the same thing. I feel like the pedals are just kind of made to do that in general.
Yeah.
But, you know, we've never really fully experimented with running them truly as preamps, whether that be into the return, or one thing we're going to try tonight that I'm actually looking forward to trying is running into the D20, but putting it on pre-mode. And what that does is actually disable the 6v6. So by running the G3 into the return on pre-mode, essentially all we're doing is running it into the digital simulation on the 2 notes, and then we can emulate the different power sections within that. So that is like 100% digital, unpowered, like straight direct signal path, which kind of emulates, like I saw, we asked in the Facebook group, by the way. Facebook group.
Join it up.
Join the Facebook group. If you're watching from the Facebook group, come watch from YouTube because we can see your name. but join the Facebook group.
Yeah.
But a couple people posted their rigs with like the G3 and the cab M, and that's essentially what running this on pre-mode specifically does, because that defeats the 6v6. Yeah. So we're going to try a few different things. We're going to try running the pedals into the back of the G50, and then we can compare that to the actual channels on the G50 and to the pedals in front. Yep. We can compare it to just the power section on this, and then we can try a fully digital
rig.
No tube, nothing, which is kind of a change here. But yeah, all the different kind of ways you could run that, because we've never really tried that. And I will say this idea kind of started from me. Derek can attest to this too, when Perf had his rig here, and the way he was kind of using the HX stomp to like insert different preamp sections in the loop of the G50 was like, man, so sick.
Crazy.
Peter says, I have a G4 pedal, and if I go into the main input, am I using Kettner to Meister? It doesn't sound so hot, but if I place it first in my effects loop, it sounds way better. Does this make sense? It could, yeah. It could just be the way that it's like kind of going with the preamp on the Hughes and Kettner. I mean, what that's doing is bypassing the amp's preamp. So there's a couple things. It could be the way the EQs on the pedal and the amp are fighting each other. Like you could, if you want to try running it in front, you could try experimenting just with the way either the amp or the pedal is EQ'd to see if they work together a little bit better. But I mean, sometimes certain things might just work better in a different configuration. Like all you're really doing there is using the power section and bypassing any of the EQ sculpting that's happening within the preamp. So yeah, nothing wrong with that if it works, for sure. But I'd be willing to bet if you mess with the EQs, you could probably make it work in front too if you want.
Cool. Yeah. I also saw it's Scott Nickerson's birthday, so
happy
birthday.
Happy birthday. Let's have a sip
boy.
for Scott. I was going to say one of us has got to do it. Yeah, hit some gain there.
This is the part where I don't know.
It's chromatic happy birthday.
Just wanted to give you guys some tension there.
Nice. I was feeling tense the whole time, bud. Don't worry.
So was I.
Keith, what's up? Yeah, Keith Vosbury actually traded Derek for this guitar with some other gear. And yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I passed.
Derek's,
at least 70% right.
Derek's always bringing cool guitars in here. But yeah, Keith, this is great. I like this guitar. I'm going to put some new strings on it and set it up. It'll be a good time. But I'm enjoying it so far. Sounds great. Happy birthday, Scott. Appreciate all the support. Anyone else's birthday?
Nope.
It's at least 70%.
It's the 15th today? Derek's is in 2 days.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
And then June's is soon as well. I know when it is. I just don't want to say it.
Jeremy, what's up? Jeremy says, running a G4 straight into my G20 on the blue channel sounds awesome. Sounded pretty much in the clean channel, my mini rectifier, but sounded awesome into the power section. I will say, Mesa power sections are cool. I remember when, before we get into like dialing tones, and I guess this kind of leads into what I was saying earlier playing this, but when I was touring with Intervals and we would travel with the Axe 8s when we were backlining in Europe, that was it was like, I guess 2017, so it wasn't really before. Like Seymour Duncan had the power stages and stuff, but we just backline dual recs and plug the Axe 8s into the return.
Oh yeah.
And what you could do is split the signal path so that your direct signal has the IR on it, and then your second signal path goes to the return of the dual rec.
Oh, okay.
And then into the cab. So you're essentially using it as a 2 power amp. And I always really, really liked how the rectifier sounded as a power amp. So I don't think that's crazy, like running into the back of the mini rectifier. Like there's something about the rectifier power amp that sounds really, really good. I think a lot of that muddiness that you get probably comes from the preamp, because anytime I've played through a Recto power amp with like another preamp in front of it, it's like super, super tight. Yeah. Really, really nice.
Interesting.
So yeah, I guess that's not Jeremy. I guess that's the thing. That's not really that crazy of an observation. That does make a lot of sense. Has anybody else tried that? Does anyone here? I guess firstly, does anyone run a setup kind of like using a preamp as your main thing? It's funny looking through the way we have these boards here. We're just using our studio boards, and I was thinking for clean, we don't really have any clean kind of preamp emulation going on here. Yeah. It's mostly just drive channels, but we can flip back and forth. But yeah, are you guys using a setup like that? And what I was gonna say is running the G series, I was running into the return, so we're using obviously the tubes in the amp. And it does feel a little more digital running like a transistor preamp rather than a preamp tube section.
Yeah,
you know?
like an actual.
Yeah, it almost reminded me of how running like the Axe-Fxer way back in the day, like a pod or something. But it still sounds, you know, I do think these do a good job of replicating what the channel does. But yeah, the attack is different, you know?
Yeah.
But it's in a sense, it's really nice. Like.
But it's more of a feel thing than it is.
Yeah. And that sounds great, you know? I know that's your favorite chord. That one? Anyways, what are you guys using before we get really into that? But that sounds great, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised with that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's really tight, and I think it's just because, yeah, like there's something about having, I guess, a solid-state preamp that's a little stiffer, but like for that type of thing. That was an accident.
Let's go.
Oh, it's Mike's birthday too. Happy belated, Mike.
It was on the 11th, I think, is what I saw.
Oh, yeah? So within the past week?
Yeah.
Man, I'm really digging that. That's the G3 going into the return of the G50.
Yeah, it just sounds super tight.
That's, man, the G3 too.
Size.
Yes, good observation, Basil.
Thank you.
The tilt boost.
Just had to throw it in
there. This guitar is sweet, dude.
Yeah.
I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Have you done the Mahler yet? Oh, no, but we will.
Yet.
Don't even worry about it. I was actually messing with that earlier, and I was really enjoying it.
We should also mention you're on the green channel right now.
Won't make a difference.
Oh, never mind, guys. That just shows how much I know right now. Oh, that made a difference.
You hear the relay engage.
Oh, is that it? Am I insane? Oh, yeah. No, that sounds different to me.
Maybe it's doing something in the phase converter, but these two should be the same. Because these are just the preamp sections. Unless there's something that I'm not aware of, but... Yeah, it's a little bit tighter. Maybe there's something going on in here, because there is like part of... Yeah, there's something that could be going on. But overall, like... So what happens if I turn that off then?
Yeah, will that change anything?
No. It might just be something that's saturating more in that last stage. got carried away there for a second.
It's all good.
It's fun. This is cool. Like this is a new way to, you know, I haven't tried this. It feels different. Like I don't know. You know that like when you stumble on a new sound and it just immediately makes you want to play. Like you just get ideas from the way. Yeah, you get ideas from the way it feels, and that's I think why people always ask like why you mess with gear so much, and it's like maybe I'll stumble on something like that where I'm inspired by it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike got the 10th anniversary for his birthday. That's sick. What sort of max level is the G20 loop return good for? Interested in prying? I'd have to check. I mean, I don't think there's anything you could do to really cause it to, like, unless you're jumping like 6+ dB in level. I don't think you're gonna do anything that's gonna destroy it too hard.
Yeah.
Colton, what's up, dude?
Hey, Colton.
How's it going?
Good to hear from you.
Colton's our buddy from Colorado, from the blasting room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good times. Oh yeah.
Colton, do you ever mess with preamp pedals? We're actually messing around with the G series pedals in the back of the amps tonight, kind of running them as preamps, and we're gonna mess around with running through the virtual power section as well on the D20.
Fully digital.
Fully digital.
We're going zoomer here.
Yeah, but sorry, I didn't. If anyone did respond, I didn't see, but I've seen a lot of people recently using like the Apex preamp or like the Friedman stuff. Are you guys using any preamp pedals, or have you tried using our pedals as preamp? And if so, what amps do you like doing that with? Because I remember, we were talking earlier, and in general, like I feel like using a Mesa as a power amp, I enjoy more than just using the amp on its own. Like I enjoy running like these types of pedals or like a modeler or something, or any sort of analog preamp into the back of a dual rack a lot, because I really like the power section of a dual rack. Yeah.
Dorian, there you go, bud. G3 into
the JCM. Nice, that's cool.
You can see him slowly nodding.
Dorian's like, oh yeah.
That's it right there.
What do you think of that?
That's the sauce.
Have you tried that? Have you ever tried like that type of setup, like preamp setup when you're recording? Dorian does a lot of audio production. Has worked with like a lot of really sick bands over the years.
Yeah, I recorded. I used the 800, like the low input for the G3. I think.
Oh yeah.
Mikey Pipes' album.
Oh yeah, with one of us.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Big
sick.
Mikey Pipes, let's go.
Mike Pipes.
Big shout out.
Nice. I gotta get Mike Pipes to come do a quote in my basement. Need something fixed. Mike says, Mike P.
Mike Pipes.
Gear series with an orange pedal baby power amp. That was great. Nice. I haven't tried that actually. Little portable type thing. Is that what that is? I don't know. Old Band's live third was a G3 going to a Rocktron power amp. Totally forgot about that. That's sick. What was your clean channel, Robbie? Did you use like a clean preamp at all? See, that's the one thing I'm thinking about with this is I would need some sort of clean something.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure what that would be in this setting. What would you use for that, Robbie? Or what did you use? Charles says I run my Ibanez pentatone pedal on my board into a radial JD7 injector rack to 4 amps. That's a lot of amplifiers, dude. Probably sounds sick though.
It's Tone City right there.
Yeah, man.
The Tone Zone.
That's sick.
It's a taster.
Nice. Certified taster. Yeah, when I was touring with STP, Dean was using, like kind of a preamp, kind of a bunch of different pedals into like a Demeter power amp, into a couple 412s, and that was it.
Well, and then his
cleans are just the caveman chugs all the time. There you go. That's correct. Nice. That guitar does do it.
It rips.
Oh, you had like a deluxe reverb preamp. Okay, something like that.
Hey, Sean. How's it going?
Joe, awesome, man. I'm really glad Joe Wyatt just said he got his D40 today. That's awesome.
Sweet.
I saw that one kicking around here. That's so sick, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thanks for letting us know. Basil, I teched for a band called Default. I work for Dallas Smith, who's like a country singer in Canada, and he used to sing for Default. They did a reunion tour opening for STP with Seether, and it was cool.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Got to hang out with the DeLeos at catering. They were super, super, super nice guys.
That's awesome.
Kyle, what's up? Kyle says G2, G4 with the HX stomp into the loop of a G20. That's sick. That's kind of how Perf was doing his thing. That's sick. Are you, Kyle, are you using any preamp emulation in the HX stomp, like into the G20 at all? Curious about that.
They're liking the caveman chugs.
Prove the guitar sounds good regardless of the drama around it. I think the drama was kind of just like,
It's just as Machine Gun Kelly, honestly.
Yeah, man. It was funny from the second we picked it up and felt the neck, we're like, this thing's great.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is on purpose.
I'll be the first to say it. It was just because it's Machine Gun Kelly. That's why you hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like like when Gene Simmons did his like axe bass. I feel like it's kind of in the similar vein as this, but everyone thinks it's cool, which I think that that's cool as well.
Yeah.
It's just that I think he just gets a lot of hate. I don't know.
Did
That's
you hear?
just me.
Did you hear his story about what he says it's about?
Yes, I think I did. Yes,
What?
because people think it's the one thing, and the other one.
He said it was like, I saw in this interview, he was talking about how it just like represented how like shaving was his one time to like escape.
Oh,
and it's
that's
like,
not what I heard.
And it's like, I doubt that's what it's about.
No, I heard it was about
but
something
that's
else.
cool, man. Yeah. Stomp
Yeah.
for effects. Just for effects with the stomp, cool. Yeah, I've seen, yeah, okay. The HX stomp also just works great for that too, but.
Yeah, Dean knows so many like crazy chord
Dude,
voicings.
yeah, like
insane.
all the, honestly, I feel like that one he does in a riff somewhere and it like goes back into something that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all these weird, yeah, really obscure voicings.
Oh yeah, Bo Diddley's model. Yeah, that
I don't know, I feel like that's
that
almost,
actually sounds like a Stone Temple Pilots song.
or Rush,
Yeah.
or Dream Theater. I feel like they all kind of come from the same field as much as they're very different bands. You know, like I feel like Alex Lifeson and John Petrucci have a lot of the same kind of chordal ideas.
Yeah.
But
Definitely in the prog.
Sean says he also does not hate this guitar.
Yeah.
That's the Sean Tubbs seal of approval.
It does.
Also, we didn't grab the Tom DeLonge guitar because I wanted to, but on
right.
on Sean's one pickup,
okay, we can go with this one.
has one pickup. I don't know if the
Yeah.
EMG is going to do the same thing though.
Is this an EMG?
Is it, or is it a Fishman?
It's not a Fishman. I don't know if
Is
it's
it
an
active?
EMG though. No?
I swear it was active.
Oh, yes. I think.
That's just the electronics.
Yeah, but you can fit a 9-volt in there.
Maybe. Anyways, sorry. Sean has a really great video on his new Tyler guitar, which is a super, super, super sick guitar.
Yes.
But he did this one thing. It's basically on like how to make the most of a guitar with one pickup, and just with the one P90, there's so many different sounds. But the whole
That was
like neck picking thing, yeah. Yeah, Sean did this really cool technique where essentially you back off the volume and like if you just pick closer to here, and I guess this kind of follows the kind of like, you know, when you're doing a pinch harmonic, like the closer you go to bridge, the higher the pitch is.
Yeah, so
But if you pick really close to here, you can almost get more of like a neck pickup type sound.
and then go right back into that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a cool technique. So thank you for sharing that, Sean. If you guys want to learn a bunch of really cool stuff, you should watch Sean's Revv Time videos. But that was such a cool technique because as soon as I tried it, it was like, whoa, it actually does do this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it
not
actually
quite as well as Sean, but yeah, that was just a great tip that I never thought of doing that. So go check out Sean's recent video. MDK has the Pasadena. What's that? Is that a Duncan? Probably a Duncan.
It's the Pasadena, bro. Come on.
Guess so. Flux says all the neck pickups are disabled. He only has the bridge grid idea on the one pickup. Why is that, Flux? You just not use it? Just want it out of the picture? Straight to the bridge? Company called Pariah. Okay, cool.
Like the end song.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of Pariah, I just think of End and that pedal.
I think of Lamb of God. Different generations.
Yeah, I was gonna say sorry, freaking. I was gonna say Zoomer, but he's Gen X. But that's how you would say Zoomer. I guess we're both Zoomers.
Colton also says Lamb of God.
Dorian, what did you think of? Did you think of Lamb of God? When you said Pariah.
Pariah, he
What do
thinks
you
of the
think?
band End. I think of Lamb of God.
Dorian's.
Dorian
Dorian's favorite
doesn't.
band,
Dorian
man.
didn't listen to metal at that point. He was too busy doing Warped Tour.
Yeah. Just tearing it up.
Selective picking.
Oh, it's a variation of 498. The Try to set up with the pull pot for parallel coils, and then JB works great. Scary range of tones out of that, and the purple channel just working awesome. Yeah. Push pull is the way to go.
Sean says the D20 looks like his. What's the deal? This is one that we've had here. You probably could buy this if you wanted. This one we've just had in the studio when we started doing the TS models. This is one that we brought for trade shows, and we've just brought it for a few trade shows since then, just because it shows a lot of the different cool options. I think, Dorian, are we still doing the free customization? I think we are. Nice. So, for anyone who's watching, we're doing free customization. We have an amp designer online. If you go to our website and go to the customize section, you can actually scroll through and look at all the different Tolex and faceplate options for the head shells. So I guess this is stock, but this would be custom, this would be custom. These are ones that we kind of have had around just to bring to trade shows and kind of show people a bit about what that is. So this one's the tweed with kind of the classic, I don't know what you'd even call this, but that.
Silver black.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. With the D20, I think that's kind of a nice look, kind of classic. And this one here is the black and tan with the black Bronco, with the gold. I think with the D20s, we just do the black and white, but with the 40s, we've got some gold, we got some silver, same thing with the 50s. But yeah, pre-customization going forward for the next little bit. I don't think for too long, but at least for this month.
Yeah, I think it's for the month.
At least for the month. But yeah, let us know. Reach out to me or Dorian if you got any questions, or Luke, anyone, we can help you out. But yeah, free customization. This, sorry, Sean, if it's exactly like yours. But
I'll just direct you to Sam.
I want the head shell tweed thingy. Well, we can get that. We can do that. If you want the head shell tweed thingy, we have it. Anyways, we should play some sounds.
Hold on. You bought a G8 noise gate that didn't work out of the box. Any suggestions? Yes, email us.
Email us, yeah. We'll get you sorted right away.
Service@revamps.com.
Yeah, or sam@revamps.com. I also mind the service email, but yeah, email me right away. We'll get you sorted tomorrow. Sorry about that. Yeah, well, we'll get you going.
Okay, now we can go into the tonnage.
It's funny how different the clean is just through the...
Yeah, it's like almost broken up, like...
There's no body to it.
That too. Well, I was gonna say it's thin, but also...
Almost sounds like a piezo.
Yeah.
Well, don't recommend going to the loop for the just clean, but... Does sound kind of cool though.
Sean's asking what you think of that, sir.
Needs a setup, but I like it.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Colton's generator's doing this thing where he gets no sound output and he has to like power cycle it.
Tubes.
Yeah.
Direct output or cab. If it's the cab output, it's power tubes. Yeah, this thing feels great. The neck feels very settled to me. Like I can tell this thing's been played, which is great. Like it just feels very in place. Mm-hmm. Super solid neck body. Like the modern body is obviously very comfortable. I think I just need to put new strings on it and give it a little bit of a setup.
Other than that, yeah, it's...
I really enjoy it, Sean. Yeah, I'm really liking it quite a bit. But it's interesting, yeah, playing just directly into a return.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really recommend it for a clean channel.
Thin.
Let's start with channel 2 though. So channel 2, G2. I guess, yeah, Luke and I will kind of compare, like I'll compare the pedal versus the amp channel because I have the second channel on. And I will say like their voice, like the pedals came first, so the voicings on the amp are a little bit different. But yeah, this is the G2 going into the return. So emulating the second channel as a preamp. But yeah, it feels good. The one thing I've noticed is it is a bit darker going into the return, so I'm gonna boost the top end just a bit and give it a little more gain just because the
because why not?
Well, the preamp gain is not there, right? So you can get away with running it a bit hotter. That's pretty martially for sure.
Yeah.
Nice body though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that a lot, honestly.
yeah, like it's boomy, but it's not like too boomy, you know? Like it just sounds fat.
Yeah, the tilt boost maybe. Let's try that too. Yeah, like that
There you go.
that feels pretty much like the channel. Oh yeah, right away.
The presence is at about like 2 o'clock-ish right now.
Yeah, it is boosted a bit, Sean, but I'm gonna turn the depth back a bit because I have that kind of cranked.
Yeah.
And then you hear it open up a bit immediately because that's a very good point, Sean. The power section will still be active when you're running this way. So none of your channels will, but the presence and the depth and the masters obviously will still. It sounds really good with the presence open
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that's cool. I could jam on that all day, man. It's interesting because like it definitely is stiffer than the two preamp channel, but versus hitting the front of the amp, like I feel like it's a little more controlled in a way.
Yeah.
Like you're getting more of the pedal because it's shaping everything. It's not fighting against what's happening with the preamp. So in a sense, you can kind of go a little more radically with what you're doing with the pedal, and it's not quite as drastic. So I like the way it responds for sure. How does it feel with the D40 there?
Let us see.
Sean, have you tried anything like this before? Like that's kind of what I'm feeling is like I can actually push the pedal a little more either way because it's not fighting with what the preamp's giving me as much,
Actually, let's swap
which
guitars.
is kind of cool.
Swap guitars.
Yeah. Do you want to try this?
No, I've already played it before. It's all good. Grab
Yeah,
this.
that's interesting. I do
geez,
enjoy
not
that.
Dory. This is almost perfectly in tune to F.
I don't know how hot this will get.
Here's
Nope.
the footage.
I was dial things brighter, then move things on the guitar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just curious how the power section on this reacts because I feel like this is a little more open than this in terms of the way yeah.
I think so.
In the preamp for sure.
So this is just my clean tone right now, which
It's interesting.
still, it sounds different than the G50, obviously.
Yeah.
Like it's almost
34s versus 6L6s.
it's almost thicker and like more rounded.
6L6.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6L6 versus 34 power section.
it's nice though.
Very nice.
This I could get away with using without because the G50
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't run with no pedals.
It's not as bright.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is with the G2 enabled. So float and trim. Pretty dark off rip, I will say. And presence is
Oh, you were leaning.
Yeah, that's
What's
why I said
going on here?
Float and trem. I'm also gonna dial the presence a little bit more, like how you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, just to bring out a little bit of that top end.
Really open her up and then just let her rip here.
Just really, keep your stick on the ice and take her hard. That sounds good. Same thing. I feel like it's more true to the pedal, like, 'cause it's not fighting that, like, which sounds good, like.
I got it.
Thanks.
Roll the depth off and push the presence. Okay. Yeah, I have it decently rolled off and decently pushed here, so. It's not the chord I wanted to hit, but that's okay.
Nice. Thumbs up. Thanks, Sean. Smash that like, everybody. Come hang. Let's get some more pals up here. Yeah, I do agree. The D40 opens up a bit more, I think, even in the power section. Like, I thought it might have just been the way the preamp responds, but
It seems a lot more open than the G50.
yeah. So out of curiosity, I'm going to pull the cable in front, because this will just take a second.
Oh yeah, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Oh, if I can do it without dropping it. That failed. I'm going to try putting back into the front, and we'll just quickly compare the two. And just put that in a way where we can switch it easier. Oh, it's holding up all these other cables. I understand what's going on now. There we go. Yeah, I'm curious what I like more, because like it's not as hot, but it's kind of true to how the pedal sounds, which I don't really hate either. So this is in front. I don't know, man. I will say the clean channel on the D40 is way more suited to take pedals. Like maybe if I do that, like kind of boost the wide and the bright. Okay, tell me what you like. Just like, I mean, obviously you know what I'm doing, but oh, I don't like that. Let's tune that first. There, you know that riff well enough.
Classic.
So that's in front. And then this is through the return. Darker for sure.
I was gonna say.
I think with the G2 I do like it in front a bit better. But it is, that's not to say that I don't like that tone. It's warm.
Yeah.
I think it would just be kind of a matter of preference at this point. I don't think either's better. It's more present in front for sure, because you get more coloration from the preamp. But in a sense, that's also nice because this is a little more true to what you're actually putting into the power section. Yeah.
I almost like it in the effects loop better.
Yeah?
I gravitate more towards darker tones for sure.
That's, yeah, that feels really good. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it, but something does. Yeah, I like that. Basil says, what makes modern overdrive sound modern versus vintage? A lot of perspective. Yeah. What's the rest of that question, Dorian? Sorry, can you scroll up? I just wanted what I missed from that.
It's just what makes modern overdrive sound modern versus vintage.
I would say, if anything, I would say I find modern voices to just be a bit tighter.
Yeah. Tighter and a little more
direct.
Hi-fi sounding, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, wider frequency spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
A little
because
more hi-fi.
I find a lot of more quote-unquote vintage overdrives are a little bit more fuzzy and crackly, if that makes sense.
He was asking if you could take use the treble and presence to make it brighter and match up. Definitely could. Like, I feel like you could back off because we were running the presence pretty hot in the back. You could definitely back off the presence when going to the front of the amplifier to balance it out a little bit. I think it's more of a response thing less than a frequency thing. It just feels a little, I don't know, it's weird to say something feels brighter, but it just feels a little more live in front. Which isn't, like, again, that's not really a bad or good thing. Like, totally different context, but like the first time I played with in-ears, I was so thrown off because of how direct and how live it felt. Like I kind of needed a little more space, and I feel like running into the back of the amp versus the front, like it is a little darker and a little duller, and you really need to fight it more, but in a sense that makes you put more into it, and it might not be as jarring, I guess. Like there's both sides, for sure. It all started with Fender, yes.
That is true.
Tweak it though, you're taking the tone sec out of the amp in the equation, so you have to make adjustments. Exactly, that's exactly it, Dave. It's not gonna be apples to apples, it's a different thing. I think it's just a matter of finding what works and like realizing, if you're running a preamp setup that you like, these are a great way to do that, but yeah, cool. G2. Luke says in back, I say in front. Oh yeah, what was that? What was that?
The back of the amp. Little booster.
Yeah, it's still darker, but like for lead stuff, it's nice. Yeah, I don't know. I like both. I get the appeal of both. I think I probably would go in front, but but I do like how that feels for leads because it's a little warmer. That's nice.
Still like the effects look better,
Yeah.
I will say.
How many double stops can you put in one phrase? Nice.
That's how many I can do.
All
About
right.
the whole pentatonic scale.
What's next?
I mean, I guess we gotta go with G3, right? Go up the list.
You can go first on this one.
Okay.
So G3 is still my favorite of the G series pedals for sure.
That is.
It's the one that
same.
started it, and for me, the one that out of the specifically the G series, I will say the tilt overdrive to me is, if I had to have one of our pedals on my board, hands down the tilt overdrive.
Yes.
But the G series, the G3 to me is the one that A, sounds the closest, and B, feels the closest and
Most
best.
ampish.
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys, who here's got a G3? And if you're not, I guess, what G series pedal do you have? But why don't you have a G3?
I only had G3 out of the G series.
Yeah?
I'd like a G2, but
It's funny because on my board, because I'm using a G50 now, I've got a G2 and a tilt because that
Yeah,
does everything.
that's
But like
the
on a
point.
D20, if I'm using a single channel amp 100%, like G3's got to be there.
yeah.
Double stops are a good way to live your life, Sean. Correct.
Okay, G3 time. Here we go.
Poo Ninja says blue mode.
Yes, that is the way.
Yeah, that is the way.
Take the.
Oh crap. Sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds awesome already. I literally just had to play the A note. That's all you gotta do.
All I gotta do. Luke learned how to chug. Your right hand sounds better. You're picking like a big boy now. There you go.
Yeah.
Dave's got them all except the Mahler. We'll try the Mahler too. Don't worry about it. Nice.
Just gotta put a bunch of reverb on that.
Dorian, that was actually what I put in the song, I think, in the background.
Good times.
Ronnie, what's up, dude? Yeah, Sean, that's okay. You played notes that actually matter.
Oh, I can't play Suffocate. Not actually. Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Wow, YouTube just becomes a threat. Yeah. Anyways, that sounds great.
Play some Pantera. Okay.
Yeah. What Pantera riffs do you know? What's your favorite Pantera album? What is everyone? Okay, who here likes Pantera? And if so, what's your favorite Pantera album?
I don't like Pantera, but I do like Southern a lot.
It's a good one.
Southern Trendkill,
Fair.
whatever that one's called. Cowboys from Hell is obviously good. Vulgar Display of Power I have on vinyl.
Yeah, I think Far Beyond Driven might be my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Going to see Skeletal Remains. That's sick. Mike says Far Beyond Driven. I think Far Beyond Driven and Vulgar are both acceptable answers. Honestly, all of them are acceptable answers except for Revolutions Per Minute.
Yeah.
No, not Revolutions Per Minute. What's the one with Revolution My Name? That's Rise Against. Revolution My Name. What's the album? Reinventing the Steel.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one with the metal.
Revolutions. Revolutions My Name is the song I was thinking of. Sorry. Revolutions Per Minute is Rise Against.
Oh, hey, there you go. Far Beyond Driven's Ronnie's.
Yeah. Reinventing the Steel is what I meant. Except for that song. Revolutions Per whatever. Wow. I'm on a Rise Against kick for some reason. Thanks.
My favorite.
I don't even like Rise Against that much. What's happening?
My
Sorry,
favorite
Derek.
Pantera album is Appeal to Reason.
Your favorite Pantera album is Appeal to Reason. Yeah, exactly. Swing Life Away is a great song.
Yeah. I love Refugee by Pantera.
Jeez, I'm just gonna stop talking. Anyways, Far Beyond Driven for me. Adrian says try and kill. Yes, good riff, Sean.
I don't remember. That tone's too good to be Pantera.
I don't mind his tone for him. I could never do it. I could never do it, but. Alright, this is G3.
That's insane.
It's dumb.
How do you play silence?
New level.
New level, isn't that
Yeah.
what it is?
Something like that. I don't know if that's it.
I don't know.
Just pick.
Oh yeah, Ronnie. See, I'm the biggest Pantera fan ever. That song rips though, I will not lie.
Yeah.
The whole like squeal intro, I was like,
Yeah.
I like it's in drop. Oh, isn't that unbroken?
Something like that.
Isn't that unbroken?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just number one Pantera fan right here, you know what I mean?
Everything just has to be a pinch harmonic.
Yeah, it has to
That's not it, but something like that. Nice. He was the best of pinch harmonics for sure. Anyways, now that we've digressed for 10 minutes trying to
Not with Pantera.
chug. That feels great too. Like, I don't know, again, digital versus to pre-section, it feels like stiffer for sure.
Yeah.
But like for those types of sounds, like that's just nice and aggressive, you know?
Oh wait, no.
Oh, it's 0.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to play.
Yeah, it's the 6. It's the 6th. Counterparts.
Classic.
They always do that one. It just feels very off. You know?
Dude, I was listening to You're Not You Anymore. I'm
Good
like,
album.
Oh man.
You hadn't listened to that one?
I have. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
haven't listened to it in a while. I was like, this rips.
Some good ones on that record.
And Nothing Left to Love.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yeah, those are both good. Tragedy's good too. They're all
Tragedy's
good.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good records.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was surprising to me when you're messing with this earlier is like obviously the G3 does that. But I guess because it's not coming in quite as hot, running into the return as a preamp rather than a pedal, like the split thing is a lot cleaner.
Oh yeah, wow. Pantera.
That feels great. Yeah.
It's so
that's-
open.
Yeah.
You can hear every single string.
I like, yeah, like part of me with the G3 is like because it's so hot and it's not fighting other gain, like, you know what I mean?
Just letting it do all the work.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
That's super open.
Like, yeah, really open sounding and like, not overly gainy. Like I feel like on its own, it's not as hot. Yeah. Yeah, I dig that.
Daryl did it. Solid state Randall. Yes, that is true.
He did,
That is what he
and
did.
it definitely did the job.
Didn't you use like crate cabs too or something like that?
Crank.
Crank, I mean.
Yeah.
Crate, sorry.
No.
Crank.
I would rather. Oh man, that's a question for you. Would you rather play crank or crate?
Crank.
Let's go.
Crank.
Let's see what you got, internet. Crank or crate? Dorian, what are you saying?
He's saying a JCM 800 and
Yeah, he's like, Silver Jubilee.
dude, that thing ripped.
Speaking of which, look behind us. If no one noticed, Dorian's Silver Jubilee is chilling there.
For a second, I didn't see it. And
Casually
I was like, we put it
hanging
away,
out.
man. But
That was
she's back.
it was funny. So who wants to hear that thing on the stream versus the AFD?
It rips.
Because it was funny because I messaged Derek and I'm like, we could try this. He's like, I want to do that. We're like, yeah.
Oh.
We could try the AFD versus the Silver Jubilee versus the clone.
Oh yeah,
We got that Silver Jubilee clone over there.
that is true.
Derek says crank all the way. I agree with that. Crate, like, I remember we got the Krankenstein at Quest when I was working back in the day, and you could make it, dude. It wasn't that
No,
bad.
it's just a funny name.
The Krankenstein, you could make it work, dude. It would rip if you wanted to. The crate, never heard a crate rip. You
I
don't,
say Bill Murray should use crank. That just sounds right.
you don't crate it up. You crank it up, bud.
Oh, it's an AFD clone.
Yeah, it's an AFD clone.
Okay.
We should compare the AFD clone with the AFD with
real
the,
one.
with the Silver Jubilee. I know they're all different, but
Have a Marshall
it'd be
night.
fun. Yeah, just kind of get into the Marshalls.
Get Dorian on the camera.
Have you tried the Silver Jubilee yet, Derek?
I don't think he did when he came here.
Crate Blue Voodoo. Oh man, oh, I forgot about those things. Jeez. Okay, put the G3 in front. Let's hear how that sounds. Let's compare. I feel like it's gonna be
You
way.
want me to put the G3
Well,
in
yeah,
front
let's
of
do both.
my- Okay. Let me do that quickly.
You go in front, and then I'll quickly compare it to the amp channel versus in the loop, and then
Okay.
we'll see.
So
Yeah.
you want me to move yours also?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right.
Please, Flux says do the Marshall comparison. Sweet. Once Manny's back and we
Have proper video or
well
audio.
no, we got to figure out those
The amp wall.
those captor X's. We got to reset them
Yeah, the amp
or
wall
whatever.
is being
Yeah.
funny. Okay.
But yeah, I want to try the Silver Jubilee. Next week it's the Brady bunch of amps. Nice. Let's do it, bud. Are you here next week, Derek? Are you in Nashville? Marsha. Nice. Are you here next week, Derek? Or are you in good old Nashville already at that point? I don't know when you leave. I don't know anymore, dude.
Right off rip. That is significantly quieter.
We get the volume down on the pedal. Turn the volume on the pedal up.
No, I know, but even like having
Yeah.
it through the
Oh yeah.
effects are good.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh. Derek's here next week. Sweet.
Okay.
That sounds great. Ah, frig. What riff's that? What riff's that?
That's Tool.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
What guitar do you want me to defile next? Yeah, that's mean sound.
That's really good.
Oh, that's a fun sound.
I think it's a guitar.
Oh.
Hear that?
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Either way, so that's the G3 in front. Here's channel 3.
I want to say the Hennig Strat is at your other office. Oh, yeah.
I mean, the amp channel is kind of hard to beat, but so that's let's compare as a preamp. Like that's the amp channel.
Sam really likes the surge. He said it just needs a string change and a setup.
Yeah, Derek, it's great. It just needs a setup. I like it quite a bit. Feels great. Okay,
So
now,
thick.
yeah, it's meaty.
It's a thick boy.
Now,
Dog.
we're gonna go back to here's into the return with the G3. I don't know. It's just different. I don't think I like either of those more. That sounds really good.
I told you it was the Cheezels.
Yes, I know it's because of the Cheezels. I can see it. Dude, I like that too. Honestly, running the G3 as a preamp, it's not too far off. Like in front, it's very like not out of control gainy, like in a bad way, but like it's definitely hotter in front because it's picking up on both gain stages. But like in the back, that doesn't feel too different than the amp does. I guess the amp gate doesn't really do anything because we're after the amp gate.
Yeah.
See you, Ninja.
See ya. Later, poop. Thank you.
I gotta say, running like the preamp thing for leads.
I can see it.
It's so articulate. Yeah, that feels awesome. Yeah, I dig it. I do dig this guitar too. This feels great.
It's a ripper.
It's quick.
Certified ripper.
I dig it. Certified taster.
Wait, Dorian, have you tried this one? You tried this guitar?
He said he likes the top on it,
Sounds like somebody's got to.
which is a big step for Dorian.
Sounds like somebody's got to quickly come rip it up on the stream.
Could you use, this is a good question from Derek, could you use the Gig Rig G3 to route the G series into loop sometimes and sometimes in the front?
Oh, I see.
I think so, depending on how your internal routing on the G3 goes. You could just have us of the certain patches, insert it into the preamp. Yeah. It would depend, because you can assign the ins and outs on the G3. I mean, it might, as much as it would be annoying to have more pedals, it might make sense just to have some in the loop. But like, if you, yeah, you could, because with the G3 and with the gig rig, with the G3 gig rig, the routing is assignable per patch. So if you were to make it so that in some patches that signal path went back to the return instead of into the front of the amp, yes, that would work, Derek. Yeah.
I was gonna say we were saying G3 a few times, and I forgot that the gig rig is also called
Yeah.
G3.
No, gig rig
So
G3.
I was like, you can assign the G3, and I was like, what? But no, I get it now.
Yeah, exactly. So if you like it for leads, you could route it that way. 100%. Yeah. You'd have to think it out properly with the way you're routing the board, but yeah, you could make it so that with certain patches, that signal path would go back to the return. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a good point. The more you know. It's funny, Derek, before you were like, oh, I don't know how any of this works, and then Perf came in with his rig, and Derek was like, this is really cool. And then Nick did the thing with the H90, and he's like, I want to learn this. Yeah. And now Derek's like, can I do this with the G3? It's like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
So now we should build the rigs to do that, man.
I was going to say, you got all the tools to do it, and now you can.
Okay, I had kind of an idea with, as well with the H90. Dave says, no, I need a gig rig. Yeah, the gig rig has a ton of possibilities. The H90 is cool, too, because it's kind of the same thing, where the routing is like assignable. Derek, to be clear, I don't want to learn any of it. I just want it to work.
He wants you guys to learn
Yes,
it.
we can make it work, Derek, for sure. I had an idea, and Alex Stobie was kind of doing something similar to this by using the headphone out and the XLR out to get like true stereo. Nice. But with the Jeff, there would definitely be a volume difference. Yeah, you'd have to sort that out somehow. So you could take, my idea, I guess, was to basically run it so that you're, like, with the H90, you have an effects loop signal path that just goes back to your amp's return. And then from the left-right cab out of the amp, go back into the H90 and have, like, a separate signal path so you actually get true stereo effects and then patch out of the H90 into your DI.
Yeah, because there's, like, isn't there 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so the thing with this is essentially you're sending mono in and getting stereo out.
Yeah.
So what you could do with this is send stereo out back into the H90 and then have your reverb or whatever. It would almost emulate running it on like a channel strip or something like that.
Crazy.
And then you could run the DI off of that and actually have true stereo effects off of the amp.
It's too advanced.
So I don't know. That was an idea. I kind of wanted to try building it that way. So essentially your direct line would go off of your pedal board from the H90 rather than the amp. You would just have to get the impedance right because this is going to run an XLR into the H90, so you just need to figure that out. But so he does that with the D20. Yeah, he runs the XLR and the headphone out into a Strymon, and then goes off of the Strymon, so that the Strymon actually is splitting the effects to front house to be like true stereo. Right?
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. No, that's what he's doing.
I should do that.
Yeah, it's a good idea. If there's one thing he knows, it's that.
Also,
but you get what I mean, though, because it's like if you're just going stereo off this, like that way, it's like actually giving you true stereo effects. Because your stereo effects going into this amp, unless you're using two, it's a way to do that with one amp, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than running two D20s.
Yeah, with an ABY or whatever.
Yeah. Stobie's been doing that like since the D20 came out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, he was ahead on that for sure. I'll give him that one. Paper, pencil, and manuals go pretty far in figuring these things out. That is correct. I think for Derek, the situation is more time. But yes, 100%. Anyways, that's my spiel on how that rig works. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea or a stupid idea. Is the Shure GG Sigger a modern? It's a modern, I believe.
It's a manual, like manual.
Yeah, exactly. He does use the manual.
Actually, he does.
All right, let's try the G4, because G4 is definitely the hottest, so I'm curious how it goes in this application. Because
G3... Manny knows what he's doing.
He does. Ooh.
That's nice.
Okay, I might like the G4 more like this.
As someone who doesn't like the G4 normally, I like that.
I like the G4. I don't use it normally because I think it gets way more out of control than the G3, but like that sounds awesome.
I thought you were going to go into Footloose there for a second.
To Footloose. Really like that. This honestly might so far be my favorite, like versus running in front. I think I like this more the most. What do you think of that, Derek? That's like a nice kind of 80s kind of rock tone.
Set to play Unchained.
How do I play that?
Wait, but you're not dropped, are you? Close enough.
It's indeed.
Yes. It's like a...
Kind of. I was like, I know which riff this is. It's one of the riffs. Oh, New York Dolls. That's a good request. I don't know any, but that's a very good request.
either.
Yeah. Shoot. Twin Tracker. Will the Twin Tracker still work here? I guess so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's tickling my ears.
That sounds sick.
Oh, perfecto. Timu Van Halen.
Timu Van Halen, yeah.
Perfecto.
Wish
I
from
will-
Van Halen. That's
Hey.
it. What are you doing?
I'm just looking. For some reason, I'm not hitting the tuner.
You're not hitting the tuner?
Yeah, you plugged me into the return, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in the return here now. So,
In return of
what
what?
gives into the return of the
You're not hitting the tuner?
Yeah.
Then get rid of the module.
This dang module.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Volume's not up.
No, the volume is up.
Try a different guitar, try a different cable.
Oh, buds. Oh. What the heck?
I love that. Man,
That's awesome.
the G4 in the loop takes it for me, honestly, and that's not what I expected. That sounds great as a preamp. You're not getting anything?
No, I was. I think it might be the routing on this thing. The humbucker, for some reason, is... Yeah, it's weird. This humbucker's dead.
Ah. Shoot, probably the switch.
Maybe?
I love that tone.
That is really nice.
I gotta say the G4 for me so far has like is the one that I think is better as a preamp. Yeah. Help. Why don't you try this? Or the Anderson?
I like this though.
That's a really, really nice one. I just can't buy with the P90s. But that one I can get by with the P90s. No, Derek's not here, you don't need to do that.
It's okay, I don't have any dirt on, so we're good. All is well.
What do you think?
G4 sounds awesome.
That sounds
It's
friggin'
just
awesome like
straight
that.
80s.
Yeah.
Straight 80s.
You can give her a shot with those P90s there, bud.
Oh, just off rip, that's just
More gain.
Just fat.
Yeah, more gain. Exactly, and you're not fighting that preamp gain as much.
Here,
Like
I'll
it's,
play on
it
chain
just
for you.
kind of let it rip on the pedal and it lives in its own world. Kevin says, how does Tool sound picked behind the bridge? Oh no. Sounds like 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, seriously. No, it doesn't even.
Robbie says sounds like Gojira.
Hold on.
Derek says sounds like Tool. That is what Tool sounds like to me. That's really bad.
This hurts my ears.
Stop doing it. Yeah, it looks like that sounds like shit. You
I
are
agree.
correct, sir.
Shoegaze.
Good observation.
Bad.
That's very bad. We won't do that anymore.
Yeah, we're done now. We're done now.
However, that sounds great. I like the G4 and front like that. And that's on the blue, eh?
Yep. That's all I know.
Yeah. That's it. That was a riff.
This is some 90s shoegaze.
What was that?
That was 90s shoegaze.
That was 90s shoegaze.
Oh wait, somebody said that they heard that
Oh.
if we get to 28K subs, that they are going to give away some shirts.
We are.
We are.
Hey, so what's the deal with that Shred Till Death t-shirt, Derek? Because I saw a bunch of people asking about that when we posted that thumbnail today.
That baseball tee.
Who likes the baseball tees? That's a good question.
I know a lot of people that do. Thanks, Dorian. I like that Dorian still has his mic on so I can still hear him whenever he laughs.
Yeah, who likes those baseball tees, those Shred Till Death tees? Who would, when do you get good at uploading to our merch store? We are going to sell them, though. Because that was the main thing people were asking. I didn't know if we were going to sell them or if they were just a limited thing, but they're really sick. I haven't had a baseball tee in a minute. I was thinking about them.
Today's not that day.
My wife was like, I haven't seen you wear one of those since like we started dating. I was like, yeah, that's fair. It's because I'm fatter now. Derek says we're selling them. If you want a baseball tee, let us know. And then we'll get them on the merch store. So those. But if we also get the 28,000 subscribers, where are we at right now? Do you have your phone? I don't know my phone.
have my
I
phone.
don't have my phone on me.
Let me
What are we
check
at?
and
How
see
many do
where
we
we're
need? How many friends can you guys bug right now to do this so we can give away some merch?
I don't know if it gives the direct or the exact number.
Also, side note, who saw
Check.
Ola's contest?
I did.
You did, I know. Who saw Ola's contest where you can win his blue snakeskin 120? 27.8K. We need 200.
I was gonna say we're at 27.8.
200 subscribers. Let's go. Invite all your friends. There's enough people here that if you each invite 4 people, we can do that. Let's do it. Ola's contest. He's giving away. So a couple years ago, we sent him a Generator 120 Mark III to review, and he asked for a purple snakeskin, and we sent him a blue snakeskin because there was a discrepancy on our thing. Now we actually have a purple one, so we sent him that, and he no longer needs the blue one, so we're giving it away. So Dorian's going to put the link in the comments there, and you guys can find out how to win Ola's actual blue Snakeskin 120 that he did his original video for, that he's had for a couple years. And yeah, that's sick. I mean, just to win a 120 is sick, but to win Ola's 120 is very, very sick. So.
There you go. Dorian just sent it out. Thank you, sir.
Derek's is also. Yeah, we're in the studio doing the stream.
Oh, roasted.
Boom, roasted. Boom, roasted. We screwed up, buds. That's the mix-up. Yes. No, that was the mix-up. We screwed it up. That was the point of what I was saying. He asked for purple. We sent blue. That was what the mix-up was. That was the end of it.
Yeah.
I'm a bass player by trade, so I have no friends. My dad is too, so that's okay. I'm here. He had some friends. Nice. I blame G. Thanks, Derek. That kind of seems to be the default response. And Don. Good thing we've heard Don. Yeah, good thing Don. Who's Don?
Yeah, I was going to say, who's Don?
Who is Don? I don't know who Don is. Try the Mauler out. Mauler should also be in the front. Or in the back, sorry.
I was going to say, mine is in the back. Would you rather, what kind of blend do you want here, boys?
I don't know. Should we give it the HM2? Early Guar, he says, to HM2 preamp. Let's do that.
Early Guar? I don't know any Guar.
Luke wasn't alive at that point.
Yeah, bro. Rest in peace to the Guar guy, though. I don't know his name, but...
That's not bad. That's kind of like a classic death metal tone right there.
How do you do those evil,
Just one fret apart per string. Like 5, 6, 7, one string at a time.
But I'm in drops. So. Yeah.
Do that.
Okay, hold on.
Nope. 5, 4, 6.
I'm in drops, so I gotta go.
5, 4, 7.
5, 4, 7.
Yeah. You're not in drop, are you?
I'm dropped.
Oh, that's it. Sorry, 5, 4, 5. Yeah. I'll do it.
Zach from Rise Against played in Guar?
Really?
I didn't know that.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. Guar was like, yeah, super hot back in the day too. I'm gonna try the Mauler.
See you, Pierre. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Pretty good actually, but let's see if it can handle full HM2. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy, but I think the G series side probably will work nice. Yeah.
I was just laying some backing tracks for
Oh,
you.
nice. I don't mind. Yeah, so the G series side of the Mauler is kind of like a hybrid G3, G4 thing.
Yeah, it's kind of in between.
I agree, Derek. And that's what I was saying, like Derek, I think with the G4 and the Mahler, where they're way hotter and they're not producing more gain with a preamp gain stage, they're cleaner sounding, you know? Like, it sounds pretty good. What happened? Did it die?
We might still be on.
Is the stream still going, guys? Check your phone, Luke.
Yeah, I'll check.
Oh, we're good.
Let's see. Oh yeah, no, we're still on. We're good.
Oh, I just lined up for a second.
Yeah. Did I try the V2 G3 that I made yet? No, I haven't.
No, what's that?
I don't even know what that is, man. Seriously.
B2 G3 that Luke made? Is that something we're supposed to try? Do we have that? Where is it?
It's right here. So you do that, and then if you go up, down, left, right, A, B, A,
What?
then it goes boom. And that's it. That's the G3 V2 right there.
Oh yeah?
You get a Northern Mahler, stack it into a G3.
Sounds great.
Thank you. Built it myself. No other help. You get your own little noise wall as well.
Sounds good.
Like if you shake it, it also does that as well. It's great.
Sounds like the pedal that one dude that we hired to do design for us made. Not the one that currently is. One that applied here to do design and then built us a pedal that did that. And we were like, no. That was years ago. We've come a long way since then. Oh, actually, Tapbreaker could be cool, because this is supposed to be like a Marshall, right? Nah. All right, I'm gonna plug into that D20. We've got a couple more things we're gonna check out. Derek gets the joke.
It is real good with P90s.
Yeah, that sounds great, dude. What's your favorite? I think the G4 actually might have taken it from me, and that's the first time I've said that.
I still gotta go with the G3.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like the G3 better.
Nice.
But the G4 was awesome as well.
The G4 surprised me the most. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of like what Derek said with the Mahler. Like, it cleaned up nicely. You know?
Yeah.
Perf, we already did it, bud. You're too late. No!
There you go.
We're
That's
good.
my song.
G4, Flux says G4 as well,
Yeah, I
sounded
agree.
killer. Also, Perf, sorry. Luke can do that as much as he wants. I just will stare at him.
And I'm gonna do it again. No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
I don't even know how to play Sweet Child of Mine.
do you want me to try it?
Yeah, here. See with this we can swap. Or do you want to play this for a bit through your rig?
Sure.
Okay.
Try this, sir.
And I will play this.
Derek, this is for you, bud.
Let's go. I'm so excited. I'm ready for this. It's in drop D, just so you know. Nothing
Perfect.
that matters.
Your one note, that's too much gain, though.
Not enough.
There we go. Man, this guitar feels so good.
I love
This tremolo is just the best.
it. It is. Amazing.
my tilt isn't going either.
Weird.
I think it's because it's through the front end signal path. The Novo's insane, dude. Man, okay, yeah, after picking this up, the neck on this is like unbelievably good.
That's why I didn't want to stop playing it.
If this had humbuckers or like HSS, I don't think I would play another guitar ever.
Pretty sure they make humbucker.
No. Yeah, this thing is insane, dude. Frick.
I can play the breakdown. I was just thinking about it. In Floods by Pantera.
Oh!
I was like, oh wait, I know that one. That's all.
I'll give you the
You can
Novo
have this
back.
back.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Dude, this thing is the best.
It is.
Yeah, that's such a good
Really.
guitar, man. Fuck. We got some good ones in here right now, man. This is great.
Got some gooders.
Oh, I'm gonna plug into the D20.
True. Good call.
Okay, so the last thing we're gonna try in terms of the whole preamp thing tonight is on the D20 and G20, there is a pre mode, and what that does is disable the 6v6 in the power section of the amp. So this is cool because when you're running a preamp into the return, by bypassing the tubes, I'm literally just getting like a straight digital direct signal path with preamp and cabinet emulation.
And simulated power.
It's simulated power section. If you run running this normally, you're still getting the tube power section, but with the D20 and the G20, they have the ability to defeat it, and that emulates what a cab M does. But essentially, you can get like a fully digital, unpowered signal path that you can run direct. So, let's see. Is that way quieter, Dorian?
Seems louder, at least in my ears.
It's way quieter in my ears. Sounds good though.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can't get it louder, it's fine. We'll just leave it. Sounds really good.
Sounds bonkers.
Yeah, that sounds really good, man. I'm like really surprised by that.
How does
So-
it feel?
Great. Like essentially, so in this, I'm running the, I don't have the laptop hooked up, but I'm running EL34 emulation in here. Let's try the 6L6. Push-pull or single-ended, Dorian? It says single-ended 6L6 or push-pull 6L6. Try them both. This is 6L6's. Like, I'm surprised by how squishy that feels still, like even with a fully digital power section. Like, it sounds awesome. Is like, yeah, I think so. I think push-pull would be more like JCM, and then this would be the, this is push-pull. Then let's go to single-ended here. That's really nice. Try this out. Like, honestly, oh man, the cable might be long enough. Hang on.
We'll make it work.
Is it long enough? We'll see.
We'll make it work.
I'm like really surprised by how good that feels.
Yeah.
You gonna try this guitar?
Yeah. Might as well.
So that's the, yeah. So essentially, again, for anyone who's just listening now, I'm using the G3 into the back of the D20 with the pre-switch on, which disables the 6V6. So essentially, we're going digital preamp into digital power section emulation in the 2-notes rig, and it sounds really good. Like, I'm impressed by how that feels, too. Like, it still feels quite squishy, but give her a go.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Right? Like, it has like the compression that you'd expect.
Yeah.
There's power. Pantera. This is Pantera. Preamp into digital. This is like the opposite of what we're doing, but it's funny because as soon as you do this, now we're back into the amp's actual 6V6. Which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
So that's the 6V6 in the amp.
Yep.
Play for a bit. This is the 606 emulation. Yeah, Perfecto's correct. He says you can turn up the virtual power amp bias in 2-notes that way too,
That's
which is super sick. Yeah. So this is 34s here next. This is 34s. This is 18/8. Get more crazy impressed with how good that sounds.
Yeah, it feels good too.
What?
This is G3.
That's the G3 going into the digital power section. That's like no tubes at all, which is kind of crazy. Like if you were to go with the G3 into the cab M and just go direct, that's that. That's good. Oh yeah? That's crazy. Derek, you're trying to steal my luck there.
The gear and beer riff.
The gear and beer riff I wrote.
It's just like...
But the riff before that is Derek's riff.
Yeah, it's the...
Da-da,
it's 7:31. Oh, let's play this for the intro.
Yeah, 7:31. 1 minute past start time riff.
Yeah.
That's the name of that song, 1 minute past start time. What?
Just gonna make my own noises now.
Anyways, what do you guys think? How do you guys think about how all that sounds? I'm actually, I will say, my biggest takeaway from tonight is that I like the G4 more as a preamp.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
it's not battling the preamp stage of the amp as much, which I really like. Gear and beer blues, buds. That's the one.
The alliteration.
That's it. The GBB. Wheel tone poems. Sounds great. Love
Alright, here you go. I tell you, you're just so done.
it. Anyways, no, I'm good, dude. Man, you're the one that has to go. I'm all good. Derek just says that needs. What does that need? That needs the storm. Your board's not hooked up, Derek. I didn't want to reconfigure your board to have everything go in front, so I just took the two Roadshow boards. Maybe it was subconsciously. I didn't want to hear the swarm today. Hypothetically, if a tube died mid-gig, you could use the two notes like that as a backup. Yes. Absolutely. Yep. Yes. 100%. If your amp has pre-mode, 100% you could do that. Yeah, I've actually had to do that before. I had a power tube. Chris Ulrich was using a D20 on a gig. His power tube died, and I hit pre-mode, and it immediately was fine. Mm-hmm. So I just hooked up the laptop, went in, and emulated the 6L6, and we were good to go. Like it was perfect. And that's really one of the benefits of it. It was funny because the alpha amps are the only ones that have that feature that works, and it's like a huge plus.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, let us know what you guys think, or if there's anything else you want to hear, because Luke actually does have to go tonight to pick his sister up. And I will, I will not be the person that has to do it tonight.
Oh, I didn't even go for it.
I don't know the rest.
Something. It just plays like almost perfectly.
Something like that, I don't know. That's pretty much eruption. Yeah, no, it's not. Does that work on the 120 as well? Here's the deal. It has a button that will do that, but there's no editor for that feature in the software, and unfortunately it does not look like there is ever going to be. So we have removed that from the Pro Series amps going forward. It is a feature of the Cab M, and the reason that it exists within that software is because that is like the purpose of the Cab M. The Cab M exists to emulate a power section, so that's the reason it works in the software for the Cab M. Initially, we were going to move it over to the 120 software. It didn't end up happening. It is what it is. It's still available on any of the alpha amps. So yeah. Olaf's generator. I don't know who Olaf is, but maybe he has a generator.
Is that Snowman?
No, Shane. I don't know. Check the link. Ola is giving away a generator for anyone who missed it. Go to his YouTube channel, fund the video. That'll tell you how to win. Glenerator. Nice. Perfecto, the swarm's not hooked up tonight, dude. Oh no, I disappointed everybody by playing it safe and not rewiring Derek's board. I just didn't want to have to deal with rewiring Derek's board again next week. By we, Sam means Two Notes was going to include it. That is correct.
I was going to say, Sam was just being nice.
Yeah, Two Notes said they were going to do it and didn't do it. And then we decided to get rid of it because it wasn't going to happen. There you go. That's the Clip Notes version.
There it is.
Nice. Perfecto says the factory visit video drops next Wednesday. We will absolutely share that. Where's Top Gun? All right, if we're gonna wrap her up, yeah, we should. Luke's gotta go, so we'll wrap her up for tonight. Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, let us know what you think. As always, if you guys have any video suggestions for things that you want us to do, please let us know. Next week, Derek and I are gonna be back, and I believe that we're gonna be shooting out the Silver Jubilee and the AFD and the Clone. But if you got other things you want us to try, please let us know. Fast vibrato. It's over, Luke. No, it's not doing the thing I want. Wow, that just totally failed on making it visible. Thanks for joining in, guys. There, Luke's got it. Derek and I'll be back next week. What a train wreck. It wasn't bad enough. Anytime.